Good noon, everyone. Welcome to our Nifty BankNifty analysis. Now, what we saw yesterday was a sharp, brutal fall because of the weekly expiry, and then it tried to kind of come back, and then again a sharp pullback took place on the downside, and then again up. So, kind of very sharp expiry move which took place yesterday. But most important part was it never went now today below this yesterday's low. So that has now become an important support zone for Nifty, which is 17,800 zone. Now, price is going higher today, opening gap up. After opening gap up, we can clearly see it could not sustain above 18,000 where the max call OI is there. And then from there onwards, the prices started coming back down on the downside. But then quickly from this zone, so this can basically the zone where a lot of selling pressure was there yesterday. We can see selling, which came by is acting now as a good support zone where the quick reversal took place. So a quick reversal happening on Nifty, and the problem is only 18,000. So from the technical data point is very clear, 18,000 is very important zone. And the second zone which we can see on the upside is very clear, 18,100, where a lot of resistance has happened, or you can say some selling pressure has been very wild on the 18,100 zone as well. So that has to be now a key pointer for Nifty to basically move on the higher side. See 18,000 and 18,100 zone, and good amount of support kind of making in the intraday, kind of good reversal happening after a quick sell off which took place in the morning after opening gap up. So these are good pointers kind of suggesting that yes, Nifty can go higher. It can inch towards 18,100 zone, but that is only possible if it breaches 18,000. So I feel that 18,000 is very critical, because in the morning also you can see the red dotted lines. If you see on the smaller time frame, one thing is very clear, that the selling pressure was there in the morning also, and the prices went down. It tried to got support multiple times, but then it failed and it then went lower. So 18,000 according to me is very critical for it to go higher. So let's first see the option data also. What does it suggest? And then we can make some interpretations how we can trade in the second half or even tomorrow using the option data. So now we have the 18 November expiry, that's the next month, next week, and we can clearly see 18,000 again, kind of zooming high, 45,000 OI, and 18,100, 41,000. So as we had predicted, or we were trying to understand from technical side, the option data also suggesting the same 18,000, 18,100 key elements for the stoppage points for Nifty. Now the interesting part is 17,900 kind of becoming a good support, almost 31,000 OI over there. So that's also very important. That 17,900 is kind of making a good base, which is there. But let's see now the OI on 18,000 and 18,100. What has happened in last 1 hour and last 2 hours? So in last 2 hours, I can clearly see yes, 12,000 and 7,000 people have added more on the call side, where it can act like stoppage point. And if you see in the last 1 hour, there is no stoppage point, or you can say new positions have not been added. So that kind of says that 18,000 can be broken, okay, and it can reach towards 18,100. So let's try to see how can we make some trading opportunity over here. The first point over here, we know that 18,000 will act like some kind of resistance around these zones. So as it is making a good trend line on the upside, we can also look out for a halt position at the top, and then we can also have some fallout which can also take place from the higher zone. So kind of prices going higher, coming back down, and then unable to go sustain on the higher side, it can come back down. But even if it comes back down, I do not see now a steep fall happening all the way towards the low of the today's market low, which is not possible, because after a big sell-off which took place yesterday, there was a quick comeback which took place. So according to me, sharp fall will not happen. So taking a small sell trade over here will be very short-sighted. 40-50 points downside is quite possible. That's fine. But one thing which I would like to look for, rather than looking for a sell trade, I would like to look for a buy trade above the zone of 18,000 towards the higher side. Now, what do I want? I basically want him to go high, come back down, again try to breach this, again come back down. And the main idea is he should now come back down sharply and then reverse back over here for a pullback on the upside. So I would be looking out not for just green candles to form and then break this and go on the higher side. What I would be looking out for, a small kind of rejection happening at 18,000, then a sharp reversal happening from the bottom. So it should basically feel that kind of market is sliding on the downside, but suddenly there will be a U-turn and then it will break 18,000. That is when I am more interested to take the trade on the upside. Once it breaches, there should be a sharp fallout which should take place. A lot of sellers should get trapped, and then the pull on the 18,000 decisive break will happen. So I will basically look out for that. If that happens, then only I'll trade, because trading like this over here, where there is a continuous up move and then you try to get into it by keeping some stop loss, does not make sense. So if you want a sure short call rather than just taking a half volley, I would suggest that let us wait it out at the top, let him get rejected, let him come back down, like make a spike candle over here for 15 minutes or so, sharp reversal with engulfing structure, maybe a trend line where it is trying to go down, 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 and then sharp reversal happens. Then I would like to take a buy trade with a small stop loss for an upside breakout. So I will not even wait for breakout of 18,000. Even if a small trend line breakout takes place right over here with a sharp pullback happening, I will take a buy trade, keeping my stop loss on the lower side, because the risk reward will be fantastic. If you try to see this over here, the main idea is to go long somewhere over here, keeping your stop loss with the last reversal point, which would be there, where the stop loss will become very small, let's say like 20, 25 points. And idea is to achieve the target of at least 18,100 zone or higher. So you have like 25 points and 75 points as the target. So risk reward for at least intraday will be 1:3. And that kind of trades we want. If you want to trade intraday, your risk reward should be at least 1:2. You can increase it to 1:3. It can become fantastic trade structure. So that will be our lookout, which I would be waiting out for. And now if I want Nifty to go up, which are the stocks which should also keep our eyes on? So if you actually see on 15-minute, something which is very, very interesting, which I found, that if you see ITC, which are one of the heavyweights of Nifty, has gone up but has come back down. So if there is a reversal happening in ITC, which is at day's low, so a quick reversal can happen, which can push the Nifty higher. If you see Infosys kind of making a new breakout from the consolidation zone, so it is positive. TCS also doing a comeback like Infosys, but obviously it's not, it will have some resistance, but at least a comeback has basically started in TCS as well. If you see HDFC, again a breakout, quick reversal taking place. If you see Reliance, downside, sideways, and then breaking on the upside. So it is very clear all these heavyweights which are there are showing good momentum for the upside. So that's why I'm more bullish on Nifty now. But as I told you, that the important part over here, if I'm looking out for the trade on Nifty, one thing is very, very clear, that I have to take a trade only if things are setting by my fashion. That, as I said, I do not want to rush in and take a buy trade over here. I'll wait out for a fallout to take place, try to come back up. Then I will take a trade with keeping my smaller stop loss and then keep trailing my profit. Right. So that's basically the idea for upside move. Going for downside might be a little risky today, because you can clearly see it went up, it made a consolidation patch over here. So if you try to sell over here, it might again come back over here and do a quick reversal and hit your stop loss. So I'm not interested much on the sell side today. I'm more interested on the buy side, seeing the individual stocks and also kind of making my trend line structure. And if it goes sideways, kind of making reverse head and shoulder or some kind of pullback activity taking place, I will sharply go in for a buy trade on Nifty. No doubt this is a selling zone, but selling zone is a little far, so I'm still okay because my risk reward is very, very favorable. Trying to go out and understand the Bank Nifty aspect. Now we were very clear that Bank Nifty, if you see, has been continuously going down, and there was a lot of kind of selling pressure on Bank Nifty compared to Nifty. So one thing is very clear, that Bank Nifty is much, much under stress compared to Nifty. And the idea of today, opening gap up, again it came down. It did not even wait till yesterday close. It went even lower. And that's why I feel that there is a lot of pressure on Bank Nifty. So even if I take just from yesterday, okay, just see the trend line. It tried to basically sustain the trend line. That was very nice. Opening gap up, sustaining, coming back on the lower side, the max call OI, max put OI, everything was over here. And that's why it took some support over here and started going higher. So all I'm saying is I'm not that much bullish on Bank Nifty, but even if Bank Nifty comes up, okay, above over here, like 100, 120 points or 150 points, it can give a push to Nifty as well. So taking a trade in Bank Nifty kindly, it will basically not be very, very smooth trade to go for. No doubt a spurt can come of 100, 120 points or so, which will help Nifty. So rather than zooming in for Bank Nifty, I would suggest focusing on Nifty would be much, much better. Let's also try to see from the option data Is it suggesting us a strong upside move is there? Because if there is no resistance on the upside, it can give me. So right now market is around 38,600. And if I try to see this 38,500 becoming a very good support. This we already know from our technical point. Also, we saw max call put OI is also there at 38,500. So this was very important. And now important resistance is at 39,000. So there is space on the upside. It can go around 250 to 300 points on the upside. No doubt about it. There are some stoppage points which are still there, but that's okay. That's decent and not very high. Let's see in the last 2 hour and last 1 hour, if we can clearly see a lot of support building up at the bottom. So downside support is there. 38,600, lot of OI is there at 38,600 as well. So this is like a make or break level. So if it sustains above 38,600, which is right now also, if you see market is around 38,630, which is above this zone, that clearly shows a small up move can come in Bank Nifty. So pullback can come in Bank Nifty, which is very, very clear from the option data, also suggesting there is no kind of stoppage point at the top, which is very clear that upside can come, and the strong put OI has been built at 38,500 and 38,600. So strong support is there around the zone 500 and 600 zone. I can basically put this as the green marking, which will act like a strong support zone over here. And one thing is very clear, along with the strong support, now we are trying to look for a buy trade, because now upside there is no much resistance till 39,000. So till the red box or the 39,000, we can clearly see there is a lot of kind of upside is kind of present for Bank Nifty on the upside. So that is also there. And if you want to take a trade on the upside, I would suggest, let's see on the 15-minute time frame. First of all, we can clearly see a lot of selling happening right over here, right over here. And then he's trying to now breach this important red bar right at this point, and he's not able to do so. So we need to wait and watch how things progress. Okay, and here he is trying to consolidate, and it can come back. Okay, it can just go like 100 points up and then again come back down, and then again it can go up. So there are multiple selling pressures which will be faced by Bank Nifty, and that's why I'm not little clearly bullish on Bank Nifty. But yes, it can move higher and higher, no doubt about that, and that can add more weightage for our Nifty structure. So that is also very good. If Bank Nifty has got good support over here, downside in Bank Nifty is not there, and Nifty stocks are performing, I feel Nifty can kind of go like a rocket in the second half. But as I said, if you want to catch that rocket, one thing is very clear. I would wait out for a fallout. Now we can see as we are speaking, it is very clear. Okay, it is trying to hit that 18,000 mark. Strong up move, but still I'm not ready to go out and just take a trade. It's okay if I miss a trade, but I want a short trade. Now, whenever you want a short trade, then it should basically follow your routine, follow your setup. Then only you take your trade. Things will work much faster. So what do I want? I basically want him to come back down. Okay, come over here and then give us a reversal, and then I'm interested to take a trade around here, anywhere where the reversal comes in. I am very much clear it will go on the upside. Obviously, you can check the stocks, how they are performing. Check Bank Nifty, that is also into the support zone, trying to push itself higher. Then it will like fire like a bazooka on the upside. So as of now, try to understand it has already traveled from the lower base. Okay, from the lower side, it has traveled so much. So it will take some time, or it will take some rest. It can come back down, kind of do some retracement, and then come back and then go on the higher side. This is where we will try to look for the buy trade, and don't rush in right now. So many times what happens with people, they try to see two green candles, they rush in, and then suddenly price comes back down, and then they trigger the stop loss. So rather than wait for the retracement to complete and then get in for the second round of up move, which can come. That's basically called a second attempt. That's it for today. I hope you have the good weekend, and let's see whether we can get this bazooka trade in Nifty for the upside. So thank you very much for joining. Meet you again on Monday.